Howdy folks, Grok the DuckFarmer here, and I'm on the FTOG Feed the Beast Skies server, hanging out here, draining a little XP off of me. I've been doing a whole bunch of mob killing, and so that's gathered me up a whole bunch. And then I found a few more of the abilities that I wanted to add in, so I had to eat some of the gummy XP so I could get those on and then take them off and then get rid of the XP again. That's what I've been doing. If we take a look, I've been busy with the neural networks and the Blaze, the Enderman, the Wither Skeleton, the Witch, the Zombie, the Creeper, the Spider, and the Skeleton are all fully maxed out. They're all self-aware. And I've run them with the, whatever the thingy is, the prediction piece that I need. And, oh, hey, yeah, distracted. It's what I do. There's the drying rack. I've got a barrel that I throw the rotten flesh in, and it pipes it in, and then it sits there, and after a while turns into the lovely leather, where I have a filter on the next pipe that only pulls out leather. And now I've got stacks and stacks of leather. Works really well. Yeah, I also made one of those marketplaces, or just plain market, and there's a villager that has different names that shows up behind it. Does absolutely no good, just sits there and ticks. So that's why I typically put it up against a solid block like that, so the guy dies, or I just hit him with my sword. Watcha, 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 watcha. Anyway, looking at the stuff here, I went ahead and ran each of these through with 4 of the basic predictions. Yeah, prediction matrix. There you go. And got some of these generalized predictions as well as these specific ones. And I want to play with those for a little bit. One thing that I do want to do, let's grab 4 of these. These are the nether or ender predictions plus this. Hey, now I've got forest fruit. That's pretty cool. In fact, I'm going to grab one more because let's do this and one more. And that guy, I want to cook. I'll just cook it here in my one-off furnace. So I don't care. Also been looking at some acacia logs because I realized I didn't actually have any saplings whatsoever. So I decided to come over to here. Yeah, talk about that. I decided to come over here, and if I take some oak saplings and dump them into my mana pool, it will give me mineral, which is great and all that. But I'm going to go ahead and put in that catalyst and that catalyst. And there we go. Now I've got 4 acacia saplings. And also if I take this one, now I've got a chorus flower. Da, 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 da. Okay, so let's grab, I need an end stone. One of those. I wonder if it's day or night. That's one of the things that's both good and bad. I've got this lovely 3x3 square cube chunk area here that I can do all sorts of work and not care if it's raining or not, or if it's day or not. Oh, it's night. So I'm gonna just dig this out. Hey, I got a tool. I don't want 2, I just want 1. Put the other one there, and let's put that there. So now I've got that. But why do I want forest fruit? Oh, here, let's plant the acacia because I want to have. I had a single piece of acacia, and I was going, no, I want something a little bit more. So to train the mob, so I put the deep leaner, put those these individual data models into here, and I think I showed off that 4 of them at a time, and then I came over here and I would turn this off and turn out the light, and then the mobs would start spawning. And then I would just stand here with my sword and go chop, 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 chop. I also have some spawners that I found and either were given through the various, well, here, let's take a look at the various quests fixing up. Endermite, Endermans, Blaze, Withers, Witch, Spiders, Creepers, Skeletons, Zombies. I've killed them all maxed, except for Hoglins. I haven't done any of the Hoglins. I did kill one of the Wandering Traders because they were, or was that a villager? Yeah, Wandering Merchant, killed him. I haven't done these guys yet, but that's okay. I'll get to them. Anyway, so some of those gave the thing, but what I do want to do is grab this chorus fruit. Let's crouch, come into here. Oh, I want to fly. Why can I not fly? There we go. I put this here to kind of stop the Enderman from getting into here because they glitch through really fast and it doesn't really do any good. Anyway, so I've got a blaze, wither skeleton, Enderman, and witch, and then I've got 2 more piglin that I found out in the nether. So I can hit them with an egg and get a different sort of thing. So all of these, if I hit control, ignore players, that's with a nether star. Redstone control, that's the first thing I do, and that's with the comparator. That way they only turn on with redstone, so they're safe to have around. You hit them with a soul lantern, and now it ignores the light level. So I can have the mobs down here turned off with this light, but also these guys will spawn just fine. And then also I have on here silent. I hit them with a bit of wool, so they don't make screaming noises. But I'm also hitting it. There we go. Brain drain. Hit these with that, and now they have no AI. They don't path. They don't attack you. It's a lovely, lovely thing. So that's the thing I've been wanting to do. So let's go ahead and turn that on, and let's turn on some blazes. And we'll just wait for them to. It normally I could see it, but did you hear that? No, you didn't, because they're silent. Oh, that's so nice. It is so very, very nice. And then they produce lots of blaze rods here, which is fantastic. Let's go ahead and do, wither skeletons. Because there we go. Plump, plump. Look at all of them just toasting. And that's a lot of stuff. As far as getting coal, this is the way to go. I'm getting stacks and stacks from them. Here, let's turn that off. They go really, really fast here. So that's working out really well. I can't just run them because, as you can see, they back up really fast. But what I do want to do, because I'm not going to, this peaceful one, I'm not going to do anything with this. I can turn that on manually. I'm not going to go in there and automate that. This one, because the stupid Enderman glitched through, and now I don't need to manually attack them anymore, I'm going to go ahead and seal this off. And this grinder, I'm going to move there to the center and move that lantern over just one. What I did is I made these redstone transmitters and receivers from RF Tools utility. And I've got one down here pointing up. This is also an ender inhibitor that's preventing them from teleporting away. Made it a 9x9 because 5x5 just was really slow. Fine for me to just have it AFK run, and that was not a problem. But when I was standing there saying I need to actually kill these mobs, had to have the data be read in here, my deep learner, it needed to be faster. So 9x5, and then I raised this up some so I could have the spawners in there. And again, oh wow, it completely covered over. About a quarter of this was regular copper, hadn't oxidized yet. And in here, I'm doing the opposite side. This is the receiver, so the signal goes down, and so I can pack them really close to each other, which means it's pretty compact for this. And yeah, it works. I've got 2 more. I've got a bunch of spawn eggs, and I'm not really sure if I care about any of those. Anyway, let's go back home. And I'm completely ignoring Dr. Artemis because we were chatting earlier. I've had internet issues where I lose connectivity, and it's really annoying when I'm working and I'm in a voice conference. Worse still if I'm presenting and I lose connection for 10 seconds. And I look over to the side and there's my Minecraft instance, and it lost connection too. So I know it's not just my work machine, it's my entire home internet. So I went ahead and created an industrial foregoing fluid extractor, and the acacia is the best log from what I saw, and that's why I wanted more of those trees. It's generating for me latex, and when I get a full bucket of that, here's the fluid extractor. Pretty cheap. The pity machine, again, not a problem. But what I do want to do is get the latex processing unit, and that's where I need a bucket of latex. When I've got one of those, then I'll set that up, have this exporting out the latex into that other machine, and it will make tiny dry rubber, which I can make big globs of rubber, and then I can make it into plastic. And then with the plastic, I can come over here with some of my gas tiers, because I did the same thing here in the nether. So I have, instead of a 5x5, got a 9x9 there, so I can kill the blazes and wither skeletons much faster. And as a result of making it that big, I got ghasts occasionally. And boy howdy, I get 10 plus gas tiers a time when the luck is running on the mob farm. Anyway, with this I can make the mob tools for picking up mobs and moving them around, which is very nice. I have made some of these. These are flasks from Plonk. No, it's put on the wall by Plonk. Let me go ahead and grab one. These flasks, force craft. Not all that hard to make. It's 3 glass and a force ingot nugget. So, you know, with that, and then I hit P to plunk it on the wall. I do love that functionality. It can cause some frame issue, so I'm not doing it a lot, but it's just handy storage where it's visible. All right, I think I've caught up with everything. I did want to make something here. Yeah, this is the loot fabricator. Let's make one of those, or loot fabricator, yes. And for now, I'm just going to stick it here. These are not permanent spots. Well, I'll keep the diamond anvil. I think that's a good spot for it. But this guy here, if I take something like a blaze prediction and drop it in, yeah, I can only select blaze rods from it. Okay. And it'll go ahead and fabricate from here blaze rods. Now I can also do stuff with this. So if I take 2 of them plus a bone, I can make a blaze rod, or one of these plus gunpowder and I can make some blaze powder. So, oh, hey, I can do it with sugar and spider rice. Well, there you go. So this is another way of generating various loot. 4 of them in endstone gives me the ender version, and then I can do stuff with that. Like, you know, you want to get a nether star without actually killing the wither? There you go. And that's why I was able to get this chorus fruit, because I've been wanting that. Let's take 4 of the wither one. Oh, yeah, I'll get me some of those. I will get me some of those a lot. Yes, I like that idea. Wither skeletons. Oh, we gotta wait for this guy to finish. Finished, or wither skeletons. You know, I don't see why I'd want a sword. Yeah, I'll definitely take some skulls. Yeah, I don't have nearly enough skulls here. You know, 407. I need the skulls more than the sword. That's for sure. Witches give me lots of options, which is cool. Which is cool. That's a way of getting carrots and potatoes if you hadn't already gotten them. Okay, creepers, spiders. Oh, yep, and skeletons. Cool. So this is handy. I don't really want this here because I don't think I'm going to use this long run, but it was fun to do. I could see this. If there was some way of getting this data from mobs, you could have a very peaceful, I'm doing air quotes, way of generating mob results by you know, once you've got these things trained up, then you can just you know, generate these predictions, generate the results you want. Cool. Oh, yep, that's full. Let's go ahead and dump that off. All right, so that's some of the things that I wanted to do there today, but that's not really what I want to do. I've been putting it off. I need to actually start building something. Don't mind me, I'm just messing with some walls here, and because I had set these up down here with a I had 2 there. Because I had set these up, I was sitting there thinking, you know, I could do something similar up here, and I decided to go with an odd number across, so that's 5 across. It looks a little bit smaller, because it is. This is 6 across. And I kind of like that it is a little bit smaller from a distance. Okay, that works. I hadn't noticed that. I just barely remembered. Oh yeah, I had two here, and here I'm doing one. I think I'll stick with that. Over here, I'm doing the same sort of corner piece that I did here, but instead of having that middle third piece, I'm going to go with a little bit of a deep slate here. And this is all deep slate because I love deep slate. And since this is here, this is all done with just the stone, brick, and stone and variants like that with deep slate there at the bottom. I want something that's slightly darker up here at the top. I went ahead and used the polished mahogany trapdoors. You know, again, as much as I love how they look, I love how they tie in. It's a nice darker version of this. That's fantastic. But because you can see through it, I'm going, "Nah, no, I don't necessarily want to be able to see inside my base. I may change that because it's less of a basement as it is a big main building. So it's okay to see through. You know, I close my blinds at night because I don't want to live in a fishbowl and let people see inside. But during the day, sure, no problem. But I may keep this. I don't know. I'll have to play with that. I initially had this block up higher, so these lanterns were on the same level, and this was on the same level. And then I said, no, let's bump that a little bit. And so that actually, the wooden part is all the same, but the lantern's up higher. But now I've got this kind of pleasing angle with the lanterns. So I would get something possibly angling back up here, or maybe up, down, up, down, up, down, and then up on the edges. I don't know. I'll have to see. I don't know how big this building's going to be. Probably a big chunk of at least, a quarter of this corner or the other corner or something, a fairly decent chunk of it. And the idea that I'm kind of getting right now, because I'm just winging this, I'm thinking I need something that is going to be like two wings on the side and then a much taller central shaft. And I'm moving my hands describing it like you can see it, but because I want something that's slightly irregular, not the same roof line all across. And I really want something that goes up really tall because I've got a huge amount of space to go up for that. And I figure, why not? So this needs to go closer over to the edge. If I use this dark oak, I don't like going closer than 3 blocks. So yeah, that would be the corner along with these other two pieces. So there would be room to move around and possibly put some trees and vegetation going around here. So that's kind of where that would anchor if it's on this side. And why not? You could do it, or maybe put it over there so I can see this as a reference. I don't know. This is how my brain works when it does. And I think that's pretty good outline for at least a first floor. Let me come down here. Got these walls in place, and I was playing with this piece because I noticed the initial part had just these central chiseled bits here, and they just kind of stand out a little bit. So I said, okay, what if I expand that and then use the tiles here? And then I thought, I think I like the tiles better across. Now, from this side, you really can't see them. You don't really notice the differences. You can kind of see the color differences with the slightly darker tile. I think I like that one a little bit better. And since that's going to be an internal decoration that I'll get to see, I think I'll go with that. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, so I'm thinking here a mixture of symmetrical and not symmetrical. In that, building symmetrical is easy. Your brain just naturally does that. Building asymmetrically is harder. But with this, I've got my standard, 5 wide piece. Well, 7 counting the edge pieces, but this 5 wide piece, I've got 3 of them here. That will be kind of an alcove sort of section. And you can see I've got some pillars here in place. That'll work. And then I've got a much wider central piece, kind of a Great Hall section. And I don't remember how many across. I initially had 15. That was too many. Well, I started with 9. It wasn't wide enough. So I went to 15. I think that's 13 there. Not sure. Got another 2 pieces. So this wing here is going to be double wide compared to that. Just it's fits because it's got the same pattern, so it'll look like it blends in, but it'll be twice as wide here. I'm thinking this will be 1 floor. Over here I'm thinking I can make this 2 floors, and then this part here is just gonna be massive, and then towers and stuff like that going up. And then this makes for a nice entrance way, although I very well will probably set up elevators through here and just go up and down as needed, so I don't have to go outside. Speaking of outside, I do love my rain shield here. I took it all the way up to the very top, but evidently this has a spherical area that it blocked, because as soon as that was up there, the area down here just got all rainy. So I said, well, fine. So at this point now, I have a rain shield in all of the corners here. So there's 8 there, plus the ninth one here in the center. This means this entire area is truly protected from the rain, which is great for videoing and the fact that it's annoying. And it even extends out to there, but if I go down to my mob farm at the bottom, it's too far out of range, so it rains down there. I don't care. All right, so I need to throw some walls around here, figure out some sort of entranceway thing, kind of an arched entranceway, and then I can start thinking second floor. Okay, I got a little excited, and I finished a second floor and a third floor, but I I am having fun with the way this is coming together. It all started because I started with the walls here, and they have kind of a piggy outline, but the general process of we're going with the stripped mahogany and then stone, like upside down stairs, and then bits in between. I just kind of echoed that here, along with this little railing of gates and fences. Just kind of echoed that, went up here. So this is like 7 tall. So this is 5 tall, 9 tall, because I wanted a little bit bigger. And then I said, okay, smooth stone gives it kind of an industrially sort of look, but I wanted to break it up a little bit. So I put in some copper here. I had lights here, and then I realized as soon as I bring in the lights from the building itself, I no longer need the lights from here. And now I'm kind of scratching my head and going, do I want to copper the whole thing? I might. I really might. I'm still not sure. I'm not quite sure how the green and red go together. Yeah, maybe. And I just noticed this just a few minutes ago. This was the first roof part that I put on, and then this came in afterwards. And I really am liking this border going around. So I think I will take this roof down, put a border around, raise this part up a block. I think it'll look a little bit better. It'll match up here. Yeah, I want some symmetry, and I want some things that are not symmetrical. Like, for example, that's 1 5 block wide. There's 2 5 block wide, so that's not symmetrical. This is a different width, so it's not symmetrical. But there's internal symmetries in here that I like. And it's still squatty. It needs to be taller. So I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll cap a roof onto here and then build a much taller but narrower section here to kind of help bring the lines up, if that makes sense. Let's take a quick look inside. Oh, get off the tree, excuse me. And just kind of threw down very basic floors, again echoing the basic structure with the oak and birch, because I've got that. Tossing elevators around because yay. Then just throwing some decorations on the inside, and I'm thinking, because you look at this roof and you can see the floor above it, and I really like using the mixture of stairs and slabs to give it texture instead of it being all flat, just because that looks nice. But one thing that I notice is coming up here, this roof is right there, and I'd rather have that roof. So this needs to go up one, and let's see what else. And again, I think what I'll do is take off these little copper bits here and just kind of do the roof here like I did there, just so there's some symmetry, even though you wouldn't see that from above. But I think I like that a little bit better. This is all brick down here, with a little bit of smooth or polished, I guess, deep slate. And then this next level, it's more just polished deep slate and but no brick. Now let's go up one more. And then this one here, it's all polished. There's no none of the tiles stripes going on. It's just all polished. I did, because this doesn't go all the way up, I did put a little bit of brick there, and I'm thinking that needs to extend down. Just kind of like the brick has helped holding it in place. It's working for me. It's not the most beautiful of all things, but I'm going for kind of industrial because I'm going to move my equipment in here, as well as something that's tall. So this needs a lot more tall, lots more tall. It's dark, but I've done a thing. This is the thing that I have done. I'm done as far as I want to do with my building. I really wanted it to stick up tall, and that's quite tall. I have to get quite far back to see it all, but that's okay. So I did go with the copper. I really like how it oxidizes into a nice green. I don't think I see any. Oh, that little spot right there. That's the final green. So it's just gonna take a bit of time to do that, and it's huge on the inside. Uh, is this an organic building? Is this like a real building that somebody would really build? No, it's not. It's just me taking the way I built the walls here and kind of echoing them into the building. With that, I want it to be symmetrical, but I also don't want it to be symmetrical idea. So that's why it's different sizes going across. This is sort of symmetrical. That is symmetrical, but it's off-centered. And that's also symmetrical, but it's off-centered. So is this perfect? No. Is this good enough for what I'm going to do? Yes, it is. Uh, and I just kind of like the repeating use in here. It echoes a lot, and I can't wait till it turns all nicely coppery. Let's take a look at the top area here a little bit more. This is the living area, just because why not? And I played with a mixture of mahoganies here. You can see slightly different. That's the regular mahogany. That's the polished. And I built a lot of stuff with the polished. But in here, there's a slight stripe going on here. That's the regular, and everything else is polished. It's a small, subtle thing. I figured, why not? I'll go with that. Still mirroring the floors from elsewhere with the birch and the oak. These, instead of just block, I figured might as well make them useful. So these are netherite barrels, and there's a lot of storage in here for my random crud. So I'm going to go with that. Likewise, I got a nice little shulker box here. Need to get a flower of some sort to plant in there. And yeah, the idea that I can kind of, come in and out through here because I can fly. Why not? Can't wait till this turns green. That's going to look really nice. I had this section here, but there's no elevator to it. And this bigger section here, again, there's no elevator to it because this area here is just huge. I've got more than enough space for a lot of builds. So let's go take a look. This is the big area above the main base section. And because it's all enclosed, I might put bees in here, because why not? Let's go down one. This is just huge. And so that's why I was saying I don't need those other two pieces. I went ahead and kind of mirrored some things through here. So this little chandelier structure, I went with that. Let's go up. Got that here. It's hard to see because I've got it in the others. I've got it mirrored in some sections I can't see anymore. And just there's plenty of space. So the question is what to do. Well, I did move over here my enchanting, and let's go ahead and put my experience. I've got 34 levels, haven't killed a thing. And that's because this right here has experience boost 3 on it. Those levels are just from chopping stuff. And holy cow, yeah, it's 97. It originally was 50 some. So almost 50 levels, and they get more expensive as you go along. just from building things and chopping things down. And while I do like this kind of curve, I'm not sure if I really want these walls here. Not sure. You know, they match the outer part, so that's fine. And you know, it allows me to get, you know, in and out if I really want. But I've got an elevator over there. All right, so this I'm happy with this. I think this really works. I wish that I could get the copper to go faster. And you know, that's the color when it's fully oxidized. These are still oxidizing and it's gonna take a while. And I don't care. It's just that's just the way the stuff does. But I can AFK as much as my ISP will let me because it keeps hanging up on me every so often, which is really annoying. But you know, that's what it is. Anyway, that got expanded a little bit. I didn't mention, but it looks to me so much better now from this angle. Yep, definitely like that. This little piece over here is a little place where I can grow some mycelium. So I'll leave the corners and then chop out everything inside, replace with dirt, and then I can sift that and get mushrooms. So I think I've got enough mushrooms. I could probably get rid of that. Yeah. There's so many trees around here, just random stuff. This center area now needs to be prettified. It's no longer just growing the mahogany and the birch that I need because I got lots of oak. Uh, I don't need to do that anymore. I'll move the cactus elsewhere. Yeah, there's a lot of things that can get moved elsewhere. It's buildy time or tech time. I'm not sure. Yeah, I wanted to push myself for this, so now I don't have an idea of what to do next. Oh well, I'll come up with something. But yeah, I at this point I now have a actual base building as opposed to, you know, a 7x7 chunk area, which I love. But yeah, this is looking really nice. I'm not sure at this point I really like this super vibrant green. I may go ahead and grow the regular Minecraft grass as long as I have my dread lamp. There shouldn't be any explosion of pigs because nobody likes a pig explosion. Anyway, this has been Grok the Duck Farmer here, messing around with making a new base building and keep thinking the top could be bigger, but nope. Just gonna go with that. It doesn't need to be super huge. That's enough space for a lot of the little junky bits I've got. Anyway, that has been Grok the Duck Farmer here on the FTOD Feed the Beast Skies server and having a blast with a base. Thanks for watching. Bye.